I started this podcast because I told myself that if I didn't do it in the next hour, I was never gonna do it, and I never not want to do it, so I'm doing it. Um, I have another podcast. I have another podcast called The Story Show that I just hang out with friends and we talk about whatever. Like I started it doing stuff with people that like had any talent, like had any passion. I wanted to talk about it, and that was cool. But then I brought some friends along, and that like opened a new door of opportunities for everybody else. Cause like it started becoming just like for friends and shit. So that was cool. But I wanted to have like a little section where it's just like me to the camera talking about whatever. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about, like what has happened in the past 6 months. Because like we all like we go through these stages, right? Where like something happens and it shifts like your reality so much. Like if you look back 6 months in your life, nothing is how it used to be. And nothing is the same for me, which is like so insane to like Snapchat memories. Like, oh, look what you were doing a year ago today. I don't want to see that shit. Thanks. Like I almost healed. Thank you. But like just looking back 6 months, it's like I underestimate time like so much. I underestimate what you can truly do in 6 months. And this time I feel like I didn't. I didn't believe it was possible 6 months ago, but like now it's like it happened. So what can I do in the next 6 months? Does that make sense? It's like I told myself in January, like when this whole thing started, like I was like 160 pounds. I thought I had it all figured out. I thought like my friendships and relationships were like as optimal as they can get. And now everything changed and everything's different. And I had like an ego death, right? Like I had to wake up. It's only you in this life. You only got you. And I had an ego death. It was like the most pivotal moment of my life, I would say. And we all know that's when you lock in. That's when you're like, okay, I gotta do something with my life before I die right now. So shit started happening. That was the first time in my life where I was so consistent about something that was so like that brought me so much benefit. Does that make sense? So I started going to the gym and actually taking care of what I ate, like what I eat, the habits that I made, broke some bad ones. It was like I'd never been so motivated and actually doing something about it. Because I had those phases where like you go, you wake up at 3 in the morning and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna change my life and this and that. But it doesn't happen because I just didn't have. I guess the reason, like I didn't have like, oh, I'm gonna do this because I just didn't do nothing, and and I guess like the first step to actually doing something with my life was starting to recognize that I wasn't doing shit. Like I spent too much time thinking that I was the shit when in reality I was just shit. And yeah, but then everything happened in the negative sense of it. Like my life went to shit, and it's like, okay, I have nothing, which means I have every possibility I can to like do anything I want right now, because I have nothing. So, like that's when you're most vulnerable. Like, if I stutter one more time, I might crash out. That's when you're more like vulnerable. And I might leave this in just because I'm talking about vulnerability. Ooh, cook with that one, huh? Said it fluent. I think like because like then I can get attached to anything and actually stick to it because I didn't have anything to look forward to. I had lost everything I was looking for. Like my whole like image of 5 years was lost. I didn't know where my next 5 years were gonna be like or where they were gonna take me or anything. So the gym came through. I started reading books, everything that could like essentially lead me to be a better person. Because in my head, I was the problem. I fucked up everything. Like I deserved to have everything, and like I hung out with a couple of friends that like looked at me in the eyes and were like, "Yo, you gotta stop beating yourself up for shit that you didn't do. Like you're not to blame for everything." But I guess like I think that's just the way I think. I don't know if it's self sabotage, which is ironic, but it's like if I don't hold accountability for everything that I did, how am I supposed to move forward with anything? And I know they didn't mean like, oh, don't hold accountability for anything or just put the blame on something else. I know they were like, they just wanted me to not beat myself up for everything that I didn't do. But if I put everything on me regardless, I can't miss anything. Like say I'm like, all right, you know what? I did do this mistake, but I didn't do this one, so I can just work on this one. What if I did do this one and I was just biased towards myself and I don't fix it? I'd rather just say that that was my fault too, and I fix everything. And if that wasn't a problem, so now it's less of a problem, and I have less to worry about. And I did underestimate what you could do in 6 months because, again, like I said earlier, like for the first time, everything was working, but I didn't know. Like I wasn't chasing instant gratification at the time. I was like, you know what, bro, fuck it. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna do it right now because I have nothing else to do. So I was 160 pounds in like December. December was the lowest point of my entire life. I had just gone through a breakup like a month prior. I was so out of shape. It was so bad. I just didn't have a purpose. I didn't have anything. And that's when kind of like everything clicked. And it's been 6 months since November. And I remember telling myself in December, like, okay, you're going to stop doing music. You're going to stop doing this, stop everything, and focus on yourself for real. And in March 1st, 3 months from then, but I was like, I'm going to talk as if I'm talking then. And March 1st, 3 months from now, like, I'm going to have everything in order and everything set. And then I'm going to look around and see what habits I can bring back. Like, oh, I like doing music. That's my passion. Like, can I bring that back now? Like, do I have the mentality for that now? Because, like, if I kept doing music back then after the breakup, I would, like, I did one EP because that's what we do. Like, if you do music, if you do any kind of art and some shit happens, like, you're going to do something about it. Like, we don't let suffering go to waste. And I didn't for sure. But if I had let myself continue to do music after the breakup, I would have like anchored my feelings on that shit and I would have never left it. Because it's so comfortable to be there. Like if you do any kind of art, you know what I'm talking about when I say that. Like when you go through something, if you don't let it go, you can really write for that or paint about that or get inspired from that. Take inspiration from it for as long as you let it. Like you literally control that. Which kind of proves the point, like you really control everything that goes on like in your life. It's not like it just happens. Like things happen, but like the way that you take them in your brain is what determines what comes out of it. So I couldn't allow myself to keep writing music because otherwise I would have been like, all right, this happened. And 6 months later, I would have still been anchoring those feelings, like stuck in that kind of like state, and I would have never fixed it because it was getting me something. So I kind of used that fuel of music and inspiration and whatever and put it into something else that wasn't music so I wouldn't write about it and keep it as a cycle. Anyways, I think that's understood. So I told myself that in March 1st I was going to be 175 pounds, which was like 15 pounds more than what I was at the time. Like I was going to dabble around music to see if it's something that I can now do without having to write about that person for any longer. And March 1st came around, I remember I was in Miami. And I had like this whole check-in thing to do, but I was in Miami, like I wasn't at home, so I couldn't do it. But I remember weighing myself over there. I was 175 pounds, exactly the way that I like put my mind into. My friendships were so much healthier. There was so many more things in my life that I could cherish, and everything just worked out. It's like I went blind for 3 months after I said that, and just focused on what I had to do, and it worked. And it's like the biggest slap in my ego because especially as an artist, the first thing you want, even if you don't really like acknowledge it, you want something bad to happen, like for you to do something with it. Like it's like it drives you. It's like it gives you a motivation. It's like you want people to doubt you for you to prove them wrong, technically, right? Like in a sense. That's not what I wanted, but low key, you know what I mean. So I didn't work on the things that I worked or read the books that I read or worked out or nothing like that, thinking that it was going to work out. That's no pun intended. Like I didn't work out thinking it was going to work out, but it did. I don't know. I just didn't want to like fall into the comfort of being like, oh, I'm doing this because it's going to, like my hope, like, how do I say this? My entire goal was to stay busy with things that weren't detrimental in the long run. Because it was so easy for me to get attached to anything else after that. Oh, like I went through a breakup. Like how I need another person. Like let me jump on a dating app. It was so easy for me to do any of those things. And yeah, like I went on a dating app and I lasted 8 hours in that joint. It just wasn't for me. I was like, I can't just try to fill up the void with whatever comes first. I downloaded some shit and I was like, what? Like, what am I really taking from this? Like, I'm gonna find love, nigga. No, like, it's not gonna be there. You kind of learn as you go, like in this journey, that the more you enhance yourself, the better things to attract. So, if I was attracting some bullshit, I had to look inside of me and be like, okay, do I smell like something? You know what I mean? Like, what am I giving off? So that's why that ego death was so good, because it allowed me to have like a whole full cleanse of myself and being like, yo. It was the perfect time to start over again. But I didn't know that at the time. I had no idea. All I knew is that I needed to do something and everything happened. And now it's May, It's May 13th, and like, I'm gonna put it out right now, and I'm gonna say my goals for July. That's kind of crazy. I want to be 180 by July, anytime in July. As long as July is the month of July, I want to be 180. That's like my deadline. 180 pounds. I'm 176 right now, something like that. I do have to, like, I have to be grateful because it's not as easy to say things that I want to achieve anymore, which I'm so blessed. But like, I want to have a closer relationship with God. I want to be 180 pounds. I want to have a better format, like a better system of doing things. I want to change my how do I say this? Like my spending habits. I want to start reading like, oh, this was like a whole speed run. Like those books, it was a speed run. Free time. I mean, you can understand. Like, and I just went through everything that could possibly like fix my mindset. Actually, let me go through them. This is like is this switched? Can you even read that? Nah, you can't. Master your emotions. I'm not gonna go through them straight up, but the 11 theory, if you know, you know. I'm surrounded by idiots. The high five habit. The subtle art of not giving a fuck. All of those books, like just one by one, and just being like, what is wrong with me? And it turns out everything was. Like every single thing was. I was so bad, dog. Like, and like not to beat myself up for it, but nigga, I was so stupid. Like I remember reading these books and being like, hold on, like I really didn't know this. That it was like a slap in the face. Like reality just hit me so hard. Everything worked out. I underestimated what 6 months can do to you. But the thing is that I didn't just let it be. I did something about it. But then when everything worked out, I was like, oh shit. So this is really like, I can put my trust in this. Like, did I become somebody that is trustworthy for myself? Did I grow disciplined? Did I do this? Did I do what I said I was gonna do? I did it. So that's where confidence comes from, nigga. Like, I said I was gonna do that shit and I did that shit. There's proof. Like, I did not used to look like this all the time. And I know I'm not like the biggest person in the world, but I probably was the smallest. Like the wind would be strong enough, gone. I'm flying through. Like I had not read a single book before, and now it's like that. Now I'm working on the best music I could ever be working. Like it's like the best stuff I've ever made. My friends, I can't even start. Like they're the greatest people I have around. And I might be saying this now and tomorrow they're gone. I don't know, but I need to cherish what's going on right now because life can teach you a lot of things. And I do not want to underestimate the following 6 months that I have in my life. So I want to stay present. Stay present. Because like after, like I wanted the book The Power of Now taught me how to be so present. And like in the moment, detach yourself from the past. Don't identify yourself with your ego and shit. But after doing, like practicing all those habits for so long, it becomes automatic. And you kind of fall in the same cycle of like just not being present because everything just goes the way you have built it to be now, you know, because like you built everything. So I kind of want to remind myself like, hey, yes, you did what you said you were going to do, but now you have to maintain it and like increment everything that happens. You know, you have to like develop more things, more skills, do this and that. Like you're not at the end of the road yet, bro. This time it won't take another slap in the face by God or reality for that to happen, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't. I don't want to force this or make it longer than what it has to be. I just want to break the ice. I just made this channel right now. Because just, fuck it, bro. This is just to like vent. A podcast with who? Myself. Self-journal. You know what I mean? Video self-journal. Like, I actually cannot wait to see these videos in like 6 months and see what has changed. That might be the whole purpose of this thing. Like, for real. Like, oh, because I want to come back in 6 months and see, and see what happened. And I feel like I'm talking to the future self now. I don't even know the name for the channel. Denzel's POV, I think that's a good one because it's just like my perspective. What happened? How do I see it? Not like I matter, but like, you know what I mean? Like, all I can speak about is for myself. All right, here I go, beating around the bush. Peace, y'all.